All right, let's dive right in. We're about to explore a life that was shaped by two different kinds of waves, the ones that crash on the shore and, well, the ones that ripple inside our own minds. This is a story of adventure, of real danger, and the discovery that, the secret to surfing might just be the secret to living. So, this one idea? It's pretty much the heart of the entire story. The author asks us to see ourselves as surfers, not just in the water, but in our jobs, our relationships, our own heads. We're all just trying to find our balance on this constantly moving, totally unpredictable sea. You see, the author's life was really a tale of two oceans. The first was the literal one, the physical, thrilling world of waves and water. But the second was the ocean inside himself, that vast inner world he started exploring through meditation. And if we're going to get what he's talking about, we've got to explore both. So first, let's head to the water. So this first part of his life is all about that raw, physical connection to the sea. It's this love affair that started when he was young, one that would eventually save his life, but yeah, not before it almost took it. From a really young age, the ocean was his sanctuary. You know how it is? On land, life can get complicated, it's messy, but on the water, all those problems just kind of melted away. The sea was this place of healing, where all the noise of the world just went quiet, and he could feel connected to something truly majestic. So, his life as a surfer, it all started with a wave just 1 foot high. Yeah, you heard that right. A famous pro surfer gave him a lesson, gently pushed his board into this tiny little ripple. Seems almost comically small, doesn't it? But the feeling? Oh, it was absolutely massive. Inside, he felt this jolt of pure exhilaration, a feeling so blissful he might as well have been riding a 10-foot monster wave. In that one single moment, on that tiny little wave, surfing became a core part of who he was. He was hooked for life. But here's the thing about a refuge. It can also be an incredibly powerful, dangerous force. His passion for surfing took him all over the globe. And on the coast of France, he was about to learn the hard way the difference between admiring the ocean's power and being completely at its mercy. He drops into this monster 15-foot wave, and he wipes out. His board is gone. He gets trapped in a powerful rip current, and it's dragging him relentlessly toward this stone jetty where waves are just exploding against the rocks. This was it. He was certain he was about to die, and he uttered this desperate prayer. So one moment, he's literally facing death. He closes his eyes, sees this brilliant flash of light, and the next thing he knows, he's just lying on the sand, totally safe. The people on the beach who saw it, they called it a miracle. But this experience, it didn't scare him away from the ocean. Instead, it gave him a new question. What was that light? And that question launched him on a whole new journey, not across the seas, but deep inside himself. So, his search for the source of that mysterious light led him halfway across the world, from the beaches of France all the way to the foothills of the Himalayas. He wasn't looking for a belief system or religion. He was looking for a teacher who could help him directly experience his own inner world. And he found that teacher, a 13-year-old guru who didn't ask for belief but offered direct experience. I mean, for a surfer, right? Someone who literally lives by feeling the wave, this approach was perfect. No theory, no dogma, just an invitation, see for yourself. And he accepted. He was given 4 techniques, and you can think of them less like beliefs and more like practical tools to tune into his inner senses. He was shown how to perceive a light, even behind his closed eyes, how to listen for a subtle inner music, how to experience a kind of cleansing nectar, and finally, how to connect with the core vibration of life itself. Okay, but this wasn't some, instant poof, you're enlightened moment. Not at all. His first attempts at meditation were a total battle. Instead of inner peace, he just found a mind that would not shut up, constantly chattering, resisting. He was so frustrated at times, he just wanted to give up completely. But then, right after the struggle, just when he felt like he couldn't take it anymore, he'd suddenly break through all that noise. And in the silence that followed, the experience would just rush in, flooding his senses with this profound sense of peace and connection. Just like on a surfboard, he had learned to wait for it, and he had finally caught the inner wave. So here's where it all connects. What in the world does a crashing wave in France have to do with meditating in the Himalayas? Well, as it turns out, everything. The author discovered that his 2 great passions weren't separate paths at all. The lessons from the outer water and the inner stillness were one and the same. So what were these universal lessons?
Well, it really boils down to three big things. First, focus. Whatever you give your attention to, you become one with it. Doesn't matter if it's a wave or your own mind. Second, presence. You can't be thinking about yesterday when a wall of water is about to crash on you. You have to be right here, right now. And finally, a profound respect for life. Both worlds showed him that razor's edge between being and non-being, and it taught him how precious every single moment really is.
And this quote, it just sums up the whole thing so beautifully. He realized he didn't have to choose between being a surfer or a mystic. He could be both, because they were just different ways of experiencing the same incredible, universal ride of life. You know, in the end, this is a story about finding balance between the thrill of our outer adventures and the peace of our inner world. The author found his on a surfboard and a meditation cushion. But we are all in that same ocean, facing our own unique waves. So the only real question is, how are you going to ride yours?